Welcome, everybody, to the Collider Flash Recap Show. We've got an awesome show to talk about. This episode, King Shark, episode 15, season 2. So awesome. So many Jaws puns. So many things to get out there and to talk about. Cisco, again, Daniel Panabaker was awesome. Jesse Quick was involved. I mean, there's just so much we got to get. And we had Diggle. Diggle, little Piers from Diggle.
Big
anyway, yeah, anyway, we're coming to you. I'm John Rocha. Let's go around the table, get everybody to introduce themselves, and we'll see who we got on the panel tonight. To my left.
So, I'm David Griffin. Happy to be here. I'm talking about King Shark. Bad shark puns, but welcome. Very good shark puns.
Yes.
They're all bad. All the Jaws puns are bad, but they're good.
It was a good combination.
It was good.
All right, to my right.
I'm so glad to be back. I missed you guys, but I was at Monday Night Raw and SmackDown just saying it was amazing. But anyways, I'm glad. And this is such a great episode to come back to. King Shark is the man.
Right? Listen, we all know that Wade Barrett is your friend. Is there anything you can say about Wade Barrett's status at the WWE right now officially?
No, I'm not going to say anything.
You can't say anything?
No.
All right. But what we can talk about is this episode, which was so kick-ass. Like, I'm just glowing from the episode because King Shark's one of my favorite villains, and the way they did him tonight was so that you got to see a lot of exposure to his CG, to his creation, what they did with it. It was so nice to see, and see like the ripples, the fin, or the gills rather, whatever they has. All that stuff was so awesome to see. But you know how the show works, guys. We talk about what we love, we talk about what we didn't like, and then we'll get some of your Twitter questions. And of course, if you want to send any Twitter questions, always do the hashtag #ColliderFlash. But let's get to it. David, what did you like about the show?
The ending. No, I'm playing. The episode's actually really good. I enjoyed it. A lot of apologies.
Yeah.
A lot of heartfelt conversations. This is the CW people. This is what we do here.
Yeah.
We do apologies. We do them right.
Right.
I mean, they do
make a
apologies.
big
we
old
make
event out of
big
it.
apologies.
Yeah.
But I mean, the ending. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
The ending's the best
The
part.
ending's crazy.
Now, which part? Which part?
Well, we knew that the reveal
Zoom
was
ending?
coming.
Okay.
The
Because
Zoom ending.
we knew that in the trailer we saw that he was going to remove his mask, but we didn't know when it was going to happen.
Right.
It happened a lot sooner than I thought. I thought it was going to wait. I know when Campea was here, he was saying that it might not happen until the end of the season.
Yeah, John
or at
thought-
least towards the end, like at least the last couple episodes.
Right,
maybe.
John thought they would pump it up more and make it a big deal and do it a big
Because we didn't really know that was,
but it just
because this week was all King Shark. It was all like,
Right.
we're going to get King
Right.
Shark. We're going to get that's the big episode, but we got the reveal of
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
You know, kind of he was who we thought he was. It's a little football,
little Dennis Green action.
Yeah.
So what else did you like?
Cisco and Caitlin.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
loved especially the her kind of goofing him about being Killer Frost
yeah,
in
near
the
the
end,
end.
touching him and then getting all creepy. He's like, Caitlin, I hate that name and all that. that was a lot of fun. Those
Right.
two are good together.
Cool. Kaori, what did you think? KT, what did you think?
I liked a lot of this episode, including the villain, King Shark. Welcome back, King Shark. I think he is a character that definitely is threatening. He almost broke Barry Allen's bones by slapping him when Barry Allen was trying to electrify him on the street. And also, if it wasn't for King Shark, we wouldn't have seen that sick-ass movement of him electrocuting him in the water. I
Yeah.
mean, that was pretty awesome. I also love that they brought Diggle and Lyla over.
Yeah.
I love that they brought them over for a little bit. I love when you see crossovers between Arrow and the Flash, and this was quite unexpected. I don't know if it was in the trailers because I didn't see them, but
Yeah.
We got confirmation, kind of. We didn't know, I don't think, from Arrow that she was going to take over as
Yeah.
Argus. We
Yeah.
assumed, we didn't know, and now it's this confirmation that she is the head of Argus now.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
I mean that was awesome. Obviously, the ending. I'm so happy that we got it sooner than later, right on time before this small little hiatus that we're about to bounce into.
Yeah.
And also, props to Cisco's shirt. That shirt was
That shirt.
sick.
Who's the character again, Corey?
It was Koopa.
King Koopa from the Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Coincidental.
Yeah, it's like perfect. Yeah.
She has a cabinet full of shirts that she brings here and brings out when it's appropriate for whatever's going on in the show. Don't let her be like it was just coincidence. No. My girl's on point. So listen, I agree with you. The stuff about the Zoom, I love the way they introduced Zoom because they revealed Zoom rather because that's how Flash does it. Flash doesn't always announce what they're going to do. They throw it into their episodes, and I think that's one of the great things about this show. It's actually they do it their style, their way. They don't. Sometimes they'll do it like coming up next week, and other times they'll be like, oh yeah, here's this.
Well, it's funny. I
You
used to watch Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder and all those
Oh, yeah,
shows.
yeah.
Shonda Rhimes. That's probably like with ABC. There's going to be something big is going to happen.
yeah.
They're going to be like the last 30 seconds will be the biggest WTF moment of the year. Like something big's happened. They warned you
Right.
ahead of time, but Flash hit it pretty well. I thought we knew the reveal was coming eventually,
Yeah.
but we didn't know it was going to come so soon.
Yeah, NBC used to do that too. NBC would be like, on a very special.
But they'll tell you what
Sisters."
time it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
like
exactly.
30 minutes in. So.
Well, I liked the beginning. I thought the beginning was great because we were picking up right where we left off in the last episode with Jay possibly dying, which we find out later he didn't, or possibly did. We don't know if he's alive or not.
I think he's alive.
Well, who knows? I mean, there's and who's the man in the iron mask? We still don't know who that is. That was never revealed.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
It's a good movie.
Or Richard Chamberlain, for those old enough to remember. I liked the beginning. I thought that was awesome. Great stuff because they had that had the anger and they had the feelings of repercussions of what just happened, and it carried over. I mean, and they talked. They like jumped in time. With Barry going like, we just focused, we put our nose to the grindstone, did our thing, and no one talked about it. You know, I really enjoyed that. I like the angry Barry. I love the King Koopa shirt. That was pretty awesome. I do like the Wally references. Now, we're going to get to the negatives with Wally, I think. It wasn't as strong.
No,
as,
what do you mean the Wally references?
well, that's what I'm going to get to here. He said stuff when they were sitting down, when he was like revealing his anger towards Barry. When they were doing the cup thing, the Anna Kendrick cups thing. He said that I love that nobody's faster than me is what Wally said, and then they said to Barry, "Are you afraid of a little competition?" It's like foreshadowing once he becomes the Flash, because Barry Allen and Wally West, they had things all the time, confrontations, not necessarily negative confrontations, but they were always button heads as Flashes. I love Cisco saying we're going to need a bigger Flash. That was one of my favorite puns of the whole episode.
Also, don't forget the Quinn too was good.
Oh, the Quinn! Yeah, you do.
Once we realize that Quinn's the one who died.
You know Quinn dies.
Yeah.
I did like the Barry, Iris, and Joe scene where Barry reveals what happened on Earth 2.
Yes.
They've been doing
It was a good performance.
Yeah,
I think so.
they've been finding these quiet moments in the episodes to like really have these emotional connections and emotional stuff, and they don't make a big deal about it. Like the emotions are like, they're not throwing themselves on the wall. They're not doing the Harry Potter my boy thing. They're really doing the real stuff. And
Are you talking smack about when Robert Pattinson died? That's powerful, man. My boy.
Yeah, but his dad was ridiculous.
Yeah, but it was acting, man.
He was ripping his shirt.
Give that dude the
ridiculous.
Oscar for that scene.
That was biblical is what that was. Oh, that was another thing. I like Diggle making the biblical reference about Wally running on water.
Yeah,
That was interesting.
yeah.
You know,
That whole final sequence is really
It was so good.
so good. And it was a great ending like you guys were talking about with the Zoom stuff. Now we don't know, like, is that Hunter Zolomon? Is that Jay Garrick? It's not Jay Garrick. Jay Garrick's never become Zoom. But there was someone posted something on Twitter and they got me reading it, and it could be the Rival. The Rival was someone who looked exactly like Jay, who was a villain in the Flash multiverse. So who knows if that's going on, if that's going to be introduced. But the fact that his name is Hunter Zolomon, his doppelganger, is he Zoom already? Was Jay? Who's Jay? So it's going to be fun to see how that untangles itself.
Well, what's interesting too is Barry talking about the gateways not being completely closed. But you figure Wells would make a discovery like that, but Barry seems to have made the discovery, or at least proclaims it, that they're not closed. Maybe, I don't know if that was just like a good pep talk, like, hey, we're going to get back, or if he knows something scientifically, like, hey, I know how we can get back to Earth 2 again.
Yeah.
Because we thought it was just blocked off, but according to him, it's not the case.
Right. And they seem to always be in Star Labs. Like Caitlin, I've never seen, have we ever seen Caitlin in her house? Or
No,
Cisco
we
that's
saw
a
Caitlin.
good
Remember,
point.
because Barry saw a boob, I think.
Oh, right. Yeah, last season.
Yeah.
But the last
also,
time
too,
Caitlin's been home.
To give the show credit, we always pick on the show for not revealing enough about how they eat and stuff. We saw some cots. We saw where Wells and his daughter. I know. You think they get some? They have a lot of money.
I'm pretty sure they
Is that all they can do?
Production company was like, look, I think the
guys
other
get some
set's
cots.
using that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good segue into some of our negatives, because that's one of my big negatives, Jesse's reaction
The
to
cots,
Yeah. But Katie, you want to tell us what you thought was a negative for you?
My biggest negative, obviously, I think we're all kind of in the same circle here. There's a tinge of too much emotion for me for Wally West. I just feel that he's a little bit too sensitive. It's kind of like a little kid that's reacting in a way to get their parents' attention, but it's a negative reaction. And it worked, and we saw him smile at the end, but I just want to see Wally West grow up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I want to see that happen. I know it's going to happen. I know he's in for bigger things, and I know he's in a transitional period. He lost his mom. He discovered he has a new dad. I'm understanding of that, but I'm just kind of over him being this overly sensitive character.
Yeah.
And small thing, and I think I whined about this with you guys when watching it, but okay, King Shark is captive with Argus.
Yeah.
But Argus so easily just turn off the beams for a second. Just turn it off. Okay. Like there's no questions
Turn off the
asked.
grid. Yeah, the electric grid.
It was not smart.
No, but that's
was
why they're
like-
henchmen, because that's why they're not running stuff, because they're henchmen and they do stupid things like that.
That's
That's what they blamed it on.
Well, that opening scene was very Jurassic Park-like.
Yeah.
Like feeding the Velociraptors, which is cool.
Hanging that meat.
Because when that wire fence goes out, Muldoon's scared.
Yeah.
Boy's like, they're hunting. I mean, they're scared. Like, you don't just turn off that fence. Yeah, I agree with you, Corey. That's a dumb move.
So that was pretty much my only negatives because
Okay.
overall this episode was sick.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sick. I like that. David, what did you think?
Yeah, it's not a lot of weaknesses. I enjoyed this episode. I mean, I guess to go off Corey, and I know you too, it's just it gets heavy-handed sometimes with the drama. Excuse me. CW can get very soap opera-ish with like the apologies and the whole awkwardness when Barry was trying to help Wally with his project. Like it was just so awkward.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the point, but there was, I think, a lot of unnecessary tension.
Yeah.
There was tension, but I don't think it needed to be as tense as it was. It was just a little too much.
Everything, even playing cups, he was getting upset about, and that's something at Wally West's age. I don't think people that age get sensitive about things like that.
Well, in their early 20s or teenage years, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Boys are pretty sensitive around that time because they're trying to figure out if they're in that transition between man and boy.
I guess you're like that when you play cups.
That's right. I'm pretty competitive. I agree with you, David. What you were saying,
but it didn't ruin the
Yeah.
episode. It's just a small thing that's just because we watch enough Arrow here, we watch enough Flash. We all love the shows, we love them, but there's always those conversations when it's like, oh, I know you don't want.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan
Hater.
of Arrow, but we can go on.
But it's like, no, I know, I'm joking. But it's like, we have these conversations like, hey, clear the room. Let's talk.
Yeah,
Let me talk to Barry alone. Let me talk to Oliver alone. Let me have this conversation where we sit down, we have a deep conversation, we work things out. It's the same thing every week. It's not bad. It's just, it gets repetitive after a while.
I think I said that when we were sitting there, I said to you guys, I could not exist in this universe where everything is so dramatic. And that family is the most sensitive family on the planet. Like Iris, if Iris is not in the mood, Wally's in the mood. Wally's not, Barry's in the mood. Joe's the only one. Like poor Joe. I'm surprised Joe is not white.
He's the Rock.
His hair is not white
or
gray from just dealing with all the stress that everybody's so sensitive about. What else did you think was a negative, Dave?
That's it, really.
Oh, really?
I enjoyed this episode. Yeah, I don't have a lot of weaknesses.
Okay, I agree with you about the grid. That bothered me a lot. I hated that I hated the stuff that Cisco has such a big. They made Cisco be the one who revealed the thing. I wasn't the biggest fan of that because I liked it. I want Cisco to embrace his power, and I think for now they're using him as a device. Whenever they need to have a secret told, that he's too nervous, it gets confronted, and he has to
he's like, I can keep a secret.
Yeah, I keep saying I can keep a secret, but he's always the first one that tells a secret whenever he's pressured. I also wasn't the biggest fan of what they had going on with the drama, like we spoke about. But also, the Jesse Quick thing really bothered me. I mean, you were just in a prison, crying your brains out because Zoom was constantly ready to torture you to death and kill you in front of your father and then kill your father, and you're going to whine about a cot. You're going to complain about a cot and like it's not the best bed for you. Like it brought back these ideas that some people have about millennials.
She's just going through a lot. So at that point,
at that age, John, at that age, you know what it's like if you don't have a nice
I wasn't
bed.
excusing Wally for acting the way. I'm just saying sometimes they do that. And also, nobody seems to grieve on this show. Like people die and then they take a rest or sleep and then they're ready to go back to work and handle stuff.
They got to save the world. They got time to be crying.
I guess so. Breakups happen, deaths happen. Everybody's like, listen, we got to get to work tomorrow. Like you can't be taking a day off. You can't take 2 weeks off like KT did. You got to get back to work.
KT.
So those are the negatives. Those are probably the negatives that I had with the show. And yeah, Wally's character, I know what they're doing. They're doing it because it fits the narrative purpose. Like they have to give him something to do. They have to have conflict in that family because that's why we watch. It's a CW show. It just at times feels like they shoehorn conflict in that doesn't need to be there because it's not logical. Like why would this kid have an issue with Barry when he just showed up on these people's doorsteps? Like there should be a transition period a little bit, and his mom just died. Shouldn't he be like locked away somewhere, just kind of dealing with it and talking to somebody? Like nobody goes to see a psychiatrist. Nobody goes to see anybody about how to deal with this death.
That's a good point. I don't know if we've ever actually seen a psychiatrist in the show before.
No,
these people probably could do.
The whole universe could use some talking to, man. Please. So those were my only negatives. But overall, fantastic show. One of the best episodes of the season. Such a fan of King Shark. I hope they never get rid of him.
Sucks we have to go on break for the next month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
3
right.
weeks
till
off.
March 22nd.
March 22nd. Yeah, we got a little bit of time.
And like the King Shark's like eating heads off people.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Every once in a while, Flash gets real dark, man. Cisco keeps chewing his jokes, though. That's for sure. All right, so let's get to your Twitter questions now that we've hashed the whole show out. As always, please put your Twitter questions. Put the hashtag ColliderFlash, because we like reading them and we like answering them on the show. KT.
Oh, wait, what's my name? Okay, whatever. Do not go to Japan and say that name.
I can say other names.
Okay.
Wow. I can say Yojimbo. I can say Akira Kurosawa. I can say Toshiro Mifune. I can say other names. Let's go.
But you've known me the longest.
That's
All
true.
right.
That's true.
So, question number 1. How do you say my name? No. Question number 1 from Theodore II. Do you think that Jay Garrick was Zoom's imposter since Zoom isn't entirely human?
But
Wait.
we don't know that for sure, though, right? That he's
Right.
not entirely human. That hasn't
Yeah.
been confirmed.
Right.
Not at least in this universe.
So,
Yeah.
well, let's just use that first part. Do you think that Jay Garrick was Zoom's imposter at some point?
What does that mean, imposter, though? You mean the doppelganger? Or do you mean, like, what do you mean imposter?
Let's just pick another question.
Why don't you do that?
I am
Why don't
not
you pick
the
another
one-
question? This
Okay.
is the last time you pick questions. But go, yes.
Gabriel Bailey says, could Wally's turbine, do you say turbine?
Turbine.
Turbine, okay, car be somehow related to the Silver Age villain, the Top?
Ooh.
In the New 52 is Turbine.
That's a great question.
See?
I would say
I
you
get
got
back
it right
to
on
the
the second time. Yeah.
Well, the writers are aware of all this stuff, and they'll
Yeah,
throw
of
things
course.
in. They might not, to answer your question, they might not follow through with it.
Yeah.
Just like Hunter Zolomon, we still don't know
what's
what
gonna
place maybe we'll never see him again. I think we're going to see him again, but with this, it could be one of those things that's just kind of paying homage to the fans.
Right.
A little bit of fan service, a little Easter egg in there for the fans. But who knows? That's a really good question.
It is a great question. They always do that on The Flash. They have those little references to things that are currently happening in the comics or currently happening in certain, certain issues or certain storylines that are happening. I love this idea, but I think that turbine is going to have something to do with Wally turning into a speedster. I really believe.
He could be working on his car.
Yeah, there's
And
no
then-
way. I mean, it's a jet engine.
Yeah.
You know, there's just too many variables that point to the fact that this is Barry helped him do it. Like, there's just so much involved. So Barry will feel responsible once he has Speed to take care of him and train him, because if he hadn't helped him build, Barry likes to take guilt on about everything. So this will be something if Wally ends up becoming a
Going back to
speedster.
the episode, sorry, real quick. I liked that Diggle called attention to Wally kind of turn into Oliver. And be like, Oliver carries the weight of the world on his shoulders, just going to slow you down.
Right.
You got to stay fast, man. Take that weight off your shoulders. That's kind of
Yeah, that was actually really neat. But I think they're both very different in many ways.
Who, Oliver and Wally? Oh, Oliver and Barry?
Walliver.
Yeah.
Oliver.
Oliver.
Oliver, yeah.
You and names, huh?
Yeah. Next question, KT. Did you want to answer that one?
No, I'll
Okay.
do the next
All
question.
right, just
'cause
read the
I
questions.
finally focused on one. I'm trying to pick good ones this time.
Wow.
We got 2 more shots.
All right. John, this better be a good question. Do you think the man in the mask is Aquaman? This imposter Jay did say early on he had a friend in Atlantis. Is that another good question?
That's a fantastic question.
Boom.
Who's it by? We got to give them credit.
His name's John.
Yeah, but
at
what's-
JT_Shadow35.
There we go.
Thank you, Shadow.
They like the shout out. You know that.
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
You don't think so?
No,
Even though
just
we saw him, the Atlantis thing's been referenced twice now.
we saw the number, but we also saw like Bruce, and we're not going to see Bruce.
Hal.
We're not going to see Hal.
Diana.
We're not going to see Diana.
Yeah.
I mean, they're killing some mofos from the movies.
Right,
I
right.
mean, Amanda Waller, gone. I
Yeah.
mean, she's in the movies. They're starting to just white people out.
I
that
still
are
don't
in the
believe
movie.
that Amanda Waller's actually gone.
I
But
hope.
we'll
I mean,
see.
she was on the show.
I
Hopefully,
feel like
yeah.
she'll be. She's
I
not
hope so.
fully-
I mean,
Yeah.
I love Cynthia Dye Robinson. She's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, she's
so I
great.
hope we see her again. But I don't think I would love to see Aquaman in the television series.
Yeah.
I don't. Even though there was that Aquaman series that had it was canceled. Never.
Oh,
really.
yeah.
Remember that? You ever see the pilot
Yeah,
for that?
that's right.
But
Who do you think would be Aquaman? Who could play Aquaman?
Ooh, Jason Momoa.
Kaori.
Is he busy? Jason Momoa have anything going on? Is he still in Game of Thrones? No, I'm joking. I'm being funny. I know that he's Aquaman.
No.
I'm joking.
Only
No, I
to
don't
you.
know. That's a good
You're a
question.
true
I don't
fan
know.
out there.
I mean,
Yeah, true
maybe.
fan.
No, never mind. I had the theory, but that was
Who?
stupid.
No,
That was dumb.
Let's just figure out. I don't think it's Aquaman, the Man in the Iron Mask.
I don't think so.
I would love to see that, though.
I would love them to present that. It would be fun because
Yeah.
they mentioned Atlantis a few times. It would be great to see that that's it. But I don't think, because he is of the water, it would be driving him insane Do you know what I'm saying? To be stuck in that cage for
Yeah.
so long, there would be something. And the tapping, all that kind of jazz.
Oh,
Like, what would that have to do with, Arthur wasn't a soldier on Earth who
I think he's a
became,
military. Yeah, that's why I thought maybe it was Jay, because again, his skin color, everything else always like kind of blurry. We can never really see exactly what he looks like.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe he has a military background.
Well, we've got 2 Jays already.
We already have 2 Jays.
Yeah,
and Hunter Zolomon.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see who that is.
Yeah, now I'm trying to think of who on Earth 1 could be the guy.
Well, it's still Barry's
possible.
dad is still. We haven't seen Barry's dad.
It could be Barry's
looks
papa.
too small,
but
Right? Yeah, absolutely. But we haven't seen him.
Yeah,
so who knows?
we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, well, all right.
Speaking of small, they all eat. What do they eat for lunch? Like a lettuce, a leaf of lettuce.
Oh,
Like Kavanaugh, Grant Gustin,
not Diggle,
and Panna Baker.
Diggle's taking
Diggle
he's drinking his
eats
protein
his meat.
shakes.
Son.
He's taking his protein shakes.
Diggle eats his meats.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, it's your third.
Diggle eats some shark fin soup. That's what he eat.
Hey-o.
Terrible.
We got some
Let's
great
go.
jokes. Hey,
Those
we're
are great.
following suit of the show. The show has some bad puns. We have some bad puns. It's
Let's
all
go.
right.
All right.
Last question.
Last question goes out to at Leannis D.
Okay.
Better be a good question because then I'm going to get creamed. It'll be a good question. Now we know Jay is Zoom. What do we think his ultimate plan is? Destroy his doppelgangers?
Well, no. I mean, he said he wanted to take the Flash's speed. Zoom. That's what Zoom does in the
Do you think
books.
that's his ultimate plan, or do you think
No,
that's his plan for something?
I think his
greater?
ultimate plan is to destroy all the speedsters in the multiverse
Okay.
and be the only speedster so that he can rule as he sees fit over multiple universes. And so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as the show goes along this season, because we just got his reveal. So where's that going to take us next? Like, now that we know that this is part of who he is, how's that going to play into what's happening on Earth 1 once he gets back to Earth 1? Because you know he's going to get back to Earth 1. There's no way we're done with Zoom.
Well, Zoom is probably at some point going to pretend to be Jay Garrick and have some with Killer Frost.
See, I was wondering if the only thing with that
I mean,
is
Caitlin Snow.
Yes.
how good of an
I like Killer
actor
Frost.
that version of Jay. I don't know who this is. If it's Hunter, who I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm calling him Jay Garrick because he looks like Jay Garrick. So let's
Right.
call Zoom Jay Garrick. I don't know who
Sure.
it is.
Well,
Just
he is
combine
kinda who he
Zoom
is.
hyphen Jay
Yeah.
Garrick. So I don't know like how good of an actor he is. Maybe if he's that sinister and that dark. I don't know if he could be the lovable playboy kind of and flirt with Kayla. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know.
Right.
See, I don't know who he
I
is.
think he can.
I mean, unless it's like Bruce Wayne and he can do both, and that's like
Yeah.
his ulterior. His alter ego.
Yeah, because when he took the mask off, he was very chill. He was not like,
that's true. It was like,
what am I going to do with this?
I think
he
it's
was
got
just
like Jay Garrick.
because these guys can alter their vocals,
Right.
Sure.
with their
With their speed,
vibrations,
with their speedy necks.
Yeah, their speedy necks. Yeah.
I think we have time for one more. Pick one more.
Okay.
Because one more. Because we love the show so much. We just talked about how much we love the show.
Okay. Deandre A at Dre5DS. Do you think Joe or Wally makes a strong case for Zoom, since the voice of Zoom is black and Zoom is possibly changing his voice?
Well, we don't need that question because we already know that. Are you reading the questions before you answer the question?
No, because you just threw it at me. That is why. Come
We told
on,
you to
let's
get in
be
the
fair.
show.
You just said let's do a fourth one.
Pick one more. Pick one more.
See, you guys have a conversation right now.
No, I'm just enjoying this.
You want me to pick one?
All
You
right.
want me to pick
No.
one?
Yeah, why can't Zoom be a brother? Why not?
Well, because he took the
I
mask
know,
off
but I'm
and he's
just
a white
saying
guy.
maybe they could have made him a brother. Though. I'm just
Deep
saying
down,
maybe
we
they
all
could have
wants
done
to be
it.
white.
I'm just saying maybe they could have done it.
This
That's all
little
I'm
Chasing
saying.
Amy reference. Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to read one if you don't read one.
Fine, go find one that's not the same.
All right.
And folks, we're going to go to commercial break right now. 5, 4, 3, 2.
John just threw a number 4 question
Yeah,
at me.
okay.
Is what just happened.
Right. Well, no, I'm just asking you guys if there's
So you're
one more
still looking
question.
too, look.
Well, sure, because some of them we just answered.
Okay, I got one.
Okay, go
All
ahead,
right,
go
okay,
ahead.
Will Brown, it's your lucky day. Okay, at Mr.
Thank you, Will.
_E_64, the prisoner. I hope this is new. In Zoom's lair, used a World War II POW code to
Yep.
talk to Barry. Could
Yeah.
he be Johnny Quick from Earth 2's All-Star Squadron?
Ooh.
Damn. See? I give you enough time. You picked the right questions. That is a damn good question. I love Johnny Quick. That would be awesome to have Johnny Quick on this show.
What about Jesse Quick?
Well, Jesse Quick's coming, don't you think? On March 22nd, is that
hope
Jesse
so.
Quick in the promos? For those that saw the promo for the new episode, it looks
Yeah.
like Jesse Quick. But yeah, Johnny Quick would be awesome to throw in. You know what? The more speeches they can throw in, the more joy we'll have as fans, because we love the property. We love Flash so much. And for those of us who have read the comics for years, it's fun to see how they put these characters in. So I would love to see Johnny Quick. What about you, David?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think the more features, the better. I'd love to see future Bart.
Oh, yeah.
Bart would be cool. I'm a big fan of Young Justice. You know, that was a great series. By the way, Young Justice might be coming back.
Renew
Netflix
Young
is
Justice.
looking into
Hashtag
it.
Renew Young Justice.
Yeah, Renew Young Justice. So, like the more speedsters, the better.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I'm just impressed with our viewers and what they notice and all the stuff.
They're dropping knowledge on us right now.
Oh, nice.
Like, they mind blow us.
I like that.
I think that's really cool. Yes, I think it's very possible.
I like that you give the shout out to the viewers. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Yeah.
Awesome.
By the way, I used to collect Young All-Stars. I have like stacks of that stuff at the house. I loved Young All-Stars. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. That should be it for the Collider Flash recap show.
Don't forget.
We really appreciate you guys listening. We really appreciate you guys tweeting. Really appreciate you guys watching. Remember, again, if you're going to tweet at us, hashtag Collider Flash. Let's go around the table, see where everybody can find you. David.
You can find me on Twitter at GriffinDE, the only social media source that I use. Say that 3 times fast, ladies and gentlemen. I'll also be here tomorrow with Christian Harloff discussing Star Wars Rebels. So stay tuned for that. Star Wars is always good news.
Is it just a 2-man booth now?
Well, it depends. Sometimes,
Because someone's not busy certain days. I'm just saying. All right, to our right.
I'm just curious. Is there, give us.
I think John's trying to promote himself on another
I'm
show.
saying
I
a
think that's what
3-man
just
weave.
happened.
A 3-man
We
weave.
got the boss sitting over there. So
give our viewers one reason why you only have one social media presence, because I'm sure they'd want to see more.
Let's make it easier, because I think sometimes it gets too confusing with Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. Everybody's like, well, David, where do you put all your stuff? But like, I have one place. They can find me on Twitter at GriffinDE, and they're like, oh, David, I just appreciate you doing that. Actually, no one's ever told me that. But
I was going to say, where are you coming up with these quotes? Like, it was better than Cats. I'm going to see it again and again. All right, where can people find you, KT?
Look, I'm very easy. You can find me at KAORIOUS, Kaorius, on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, shut up,
Twitch.
YouTube. Twitch. I do all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
what's up? Follow me if you want to game with me.
You should follow Katie. I follow you now on Twitch. I just got on Twitch a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
Listen,
thank
I'm
you.
too old, but
You're
I
on
get on these
Twitch?
things.
What
I got
you
all these
playing,
things.
man?
I got a young soul. What can I tell you? I love this stuff. Because I marvel at people who can game as well as they do. Like, it's really fantastic to
I never
watch.
game very well, but
Hey,
I
listen.
do talk to my viewers. So
that's good.
join the chat. I'll talk to you while I game.
That's one thing she does well is talk. All right, thanks everybody for watching the Flash Recap Show. I'm John Rocha. You can always follow me at The Rocha Says. I have a bunch of podcasts, a bunch of YouTube shows. You could follow me there. And we're coming back. The Walking Dead Recap Show officially is coming back on Sunday. We will be back. And
Oscar night.
We'll have Bakuga, we'll have Quinn, we'll have everybody back on Oscars night. That's right, we're going to do it live. Well, not live, I guess, but we'll be there. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you all on March 22nd.